right now you guys' coaching business is going really well. It's exploding. So let's just dive right into it. So it's been like about a year, like since you've worked with us, since being in the Accelerator program. So like fill us in, like what's going on? Like what's the coaching model looking like? I mean, just, whatever you guys want to share.
Well, I got about 20 athletes right now that we're coaching. I would say about a third of them are elite athletes that I would consider they got a competition on the schedule.
Yeah.
They are either they're either a bodybuilder that's done a show before, or it might be their first show. But I would consider that our elite athletes, and then we have a third that are I would consider also in that category, but just no desire to ever stand on stage in their underwear and be judged by a whole bunch of judges. They got a photo shoot or something that they're getting ready for, right? Or they're like they're a coach themselves, and that's why they hire us there. And then I'd say we have about a third of people that are beginners. You don't see them on our social media. That's not what they signed up for. They're not on our podcast or anything. They just want to lose 50 pounds and just be healthier.
Yeah.
We do one-on-one consultations. I think we started doing that since working with you guys.
Yeah.
What you guys really did was helped us get off the ground. Like we just didn't know where to start. We weren't established. We had no credibility.
We had no program.
had no certifications, nothing. But we had all this experience. I'd done 8 bodybuilding shows.
Yep.
And so like we knew nutrition and training inside and out better than the average fitness professional does. And so we're like, okay, how do we do this and make money at it? I was selling workout plans for dirt cheap just because I'm a really nice guy, and I thought that was my problem with sales, was that I wasn't competitive enough. And actually, I realized that it was the opposite problem. I needed to charge more because we had the value. We just didn't know how to market it properly. We didn't know how to put it into a program that was something that we felt confident selling at the time.
Yeah.
And so you guys taught us all that. You guys taught us the sales skills. I think the team camaraderie was a huge part of it.
Mm-hmm.
When I look back on some of the most impactful moments of working with you guys, it wasn't, no offense, but it wasn't even you guys. It was your other students. It was people that you had already coached and bouncing ideas off of everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely. And something maybe you guys can touch on. We were talking about this briefly, that I thought it was really cool that like some of the listeners would hear from this. Maybe you can touch on this, Taylor. Is like you guys said that you guys don't really like do like the aggressive type of like call to actions now, or like lead gen tactics. You guys really bank on your guys's your podcasts, your testimonials, the authority you guys built up. So maybe talk about that. I think that'd be great for people to hear that.
Yeah, for sure. So we are really deep into the carnivore community. That's kind of where our niche is. And so when we talk about our athletes, I don't think we have any people in our programs anymore that we're coaching that aren't a meat-based diet, like a low carb.
They either come to us because they're meat-based and we're meat-based, or they come to us because they don't know what to do and we tell them you need to go meat-based.
Yeah. Yeah. So, our podcast, our personal podcast, supersetyourlife.com, is not just a carnivore podcast. We do lots of things about that. But we also have started a second podcast called Carnivore Coaches Corner, and it's basically Colt and 2 other people. One of them is in the UK, one of them is in Ireland, and they're both carnivores, and they are both also personal trainers, I guess is what you would call them, right? Nutrition coaches.
Yeah, I would categorize Jonathan Griffiths as primarily a consultant.
Yeah,
he doesn't really train. So like our business model is a little bit different. These are all of our athletes. There's 20 people on here, and this clipboard stays in my journal and goes absolutely everywhere with me. Locked in my.
I like that. Yeah.
These are my absolute best friends. Every single one of these people. We have a different relationship with every single person. So some people we read the Bible with. Some people we freaking talk about. We're telling jokes half the time. We're talking about music or whatever. But yeah, I would classify Jonathan Griffiths as primarily a consultant, like someone that people pay by the hour to answer nutrition questions. And then Mark, how would you even describe Mark?
He's a personal trainer.
He has a similar business model to us, but I would say about 10 times as many clients. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a busy guy. Anyway, so we started a podcast with them where We just do a weekly podcast where we have people submit questions and it's a Q&A. And so there's a lot, it's really taking off, which is cool.
They're both bodybuilders themselves and they're both straight carnivores.
Yeah. So I think since we've left working with you guys, we've really solidified our niche, which has been the biggest game changer.
We've had some time to establish our brand.
Yeah.
Mhm,
And so Colt since then has done how many? 4 bodybuilding shows?
Yep, did four shows.
All meat-based, either they were ketovore, so keto macros on a carnivore diet, or he did a carnivore, which was higher protein. Anyways, and since then,
back and forth.
yeah, and so since then he's been on a lot of podcasts and been interviewed, and so it's just kind of all grown. And I wouldn't say the Carnivore Coaches Corner is the #1 carnivore podcast, but it's definitely making its way in that space, which is really neat. And so, you know, when it comes to that, I think the biggest thing that has grown us this last year, is getting Colts on other people's podcasts. So we're really working in the podcast era, and we love it. We love interviewing people. We love getting our story out there, because I think both of our stories are really relatable. And I think that's been the biggest game changer when it's come to our clientele, if that makes sense. And so like we were saying earlier, we really don't do a lot of sales anymore. When you go on Colt's Instagram, which is where we do all of our business stuff, you don't see like spear posts, you don't see call to action type things. Every once in a while, he might throw up like a question box, like ask me questions, but half the time we forget that we even put it up there and we forget to take it. So
at this point, we just let the content and the client results speak for themselves.
Yeah. So we're really doing multiple, 2 YouTube videos a week where we do exercise demos, and we have that on our YouTube channel. And then we do 1 or 2 podcasts a week on our channel. And then we do 1 on the Carnivore Coaches Corner. And so it's just being consistent every week. And I think it's just been showing up for our audience and just loving our clients.
Yep.
And we've had a few people refer people to us, which has been awesome. And I mean, it's been a really cool. We've had lots of ups. We've had
really
lots
quicker
of downs.
No, that's and I want to stick on that too, Taylor, because that's so important. You said consistency, right? And that's why we're doing these like 1 year later campaigns, because we're not going to sit here and tell people, hey, like when you start a business and it's going to be sunshine and rainbows and it's going to be smooth sailing, right? You guys have been in business for about 2 years now, right? And it's been consistency. But can you guys maybe talk about like a hardship or an obstacle you guys went through, and how'd you guys overcome that? Because we tell our students all the time, you're going to get tested.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's personal obstacles, whether it's, our kids, our son, was diagnosed on the spectrum a few months ago. And so we're like working through that. And then, marriage is an obstacle in itself, working together.
Hasn't exactly been a walk in the park.
Yeah. Like our 10-year anniversary is in a month, and, which, it goes so fast, but it also seems like we've been together forever anyways. And then we have business setbacks where it comes to, maybe a client contract not working out, and then them getting their money back, or we just had $6,500 stolen from us with a scam with someone like posing as a client. And
and ever since then, we make sure that before we exchange money with anybody, we get to know each other over video for a little bit.
That's right.
I've still never seen this guy's face.
Yeah. And I think the biggest thing for us is just really trusting the Lord's plan for our life, and knowing that whatever we're going to go through is part of a plan, and that we have to just rely on our faith when it comes to those hard times. So
when we trust him and put him first in everything that we do, and don't even try to think about where the money is going to come from, the money always comes.
Amen to that.
Get that from every morning I'm doing, like, I send Colt what I'm grateful for today, like email, because I'm starting like a gratitude journal, and I don't like writing it down because I lose my journals. So I just have been sending him emails, and I said that today because money goes so fast when you're building a business, because you're always reinvesting. And then it's like, hey, where's the next set of money going to come from? Because yes, we have reoccurring clients, but it's always nice to have more coming in. And I wrote that down today. So.
Every time we get paid, it's bittersweet. It's exciting, and then it's like, okay, so So we should restock this. We should restock that. Ooh, we place a PO for that. Ooh, hey, what if we got like Skull Bells belts?
Exactly. Man, we know that feeling, but everything you guys said so spot on. So I want to just land this plane too, because a lot of it, let's face it, guys, like be honest, like it's a lot of it's your mindset. And we used to call it in our program mind growth. You got to keep growing your mindset, keep expanding your thinking. So throughout like the time, like when you guys started with us, what would you say the biggest aha moments? And I want to hear from each of you guys, like the biggest aha moments you guys had through growing your guys' mindset to where you guys are now.
That's a super easy one. My services are worth way more than what I thought they were initially.
Yep.
Yeah, and I just think knowing that you can add value to anybody. And I think the biggest thing that we try to do with our clients is like we're incredibly hands-on with the people we work with. We talk to them every single day. Like it's not just a weekly check-in. Like we are very hands-on, which our prices reflect. But because we're with them every single day. And I think just knowing that we're adding value and just having constant communication.
And a lot of these people, it's almost like I learn more from them than they do from us. I'm like, wow, like I'm your like who's coaching who here, and but the reason that people hire, I guess, us as coaches is because there's not a lot of people that can coach someone on how to do a bodybuilding prep on a meat-based diet, and so we've definitely found and discovered our niche and have been living there for quite some time now, but a lot of people hire a coach because they need someone to help them get through the difficult times.
Yeah.
And that's where probably like 90% of our time is getting deeper beneath the surface, like figuring out how's your quality of sleep, how's your stress, how's your hormones, like you sound really stressed out, what's going on, and seeing what else is going on inside the house, like if someone's going through a divorce, like they're not going to stick to their plan. Like we need to help them with the rest of what's going on in their life if their diet and their nutrition is actually going to be something they stick with.
Yeah. And I think you guys just taking a general interest, right? And I think you guys have done such a good job, and it's such a good point for like the listeners to hear that, because you guys have really bought into your guys' clientele and taken care of them and built this community to where it's like, they're going to pay, stay, and refer. They're not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think too, we're not just personal trainers at the end of the day. Like we truly love people, and it shows in how we communicate with them. And I'm trying to do this as humbly as possible because it sounds like it's not, but we just love our clients, and we truly do. So we want what's best for them, and we care for them. And I think showing up in that every day is like what you said, keeps bringing people back, because not many people are treated kindly today.
Yeah.
And
there's some people that we started with like a year ago that when they started, they were just a name on the paper, and it was just like the job, and it was like, okay, here's your workout plan, here's your plan, okay, great. A year later now, we're best friends, and I know everything about them, and they know everything about us, and we're like, all right, let's start looking at when your first show is going to be.
Yeah. That's awesome, guys.
Yeah. And so before we just let the listeners know like where to reach you guys and kind of see all the cool stuff like your podcast and stuff you guys are doing, I just want to commend you guys and just say again, thank you guys so much for giving us an opportunity and putting your trust in us as your coaches and your leaders to get you guys off the ground. And there's no better satisfaction and gratification that Eric and I get with coaching, to see when somebody starts and then literally how they blossom, right? So to see you guys where you guys started, who you guys were as people, and then where you guys have grown right now, it's excuse my language, it's fucking amazing. It is. So it's just like, it's awesome, guys. I'm super proud of you guys and super honored to be able to lead you guys and be your guys' coach. So thank you guys.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So where can like the listeners go check you guys out? Like social media handles, websites, podcasts, all that great stuff.
So Colt's Instagram is at Colt Milton, Colt like the gun, Colt 45. And then mine is at Taylor Lee, Lea Milton. All of our business stuff is on Colt's, but I do have like a link tree on mine. Let's see, our link tree has links to both of our podcasts, the Carnivore Coaches Corner and the supersetyourlife.com podcast, which are both on every podcast platform, right?
We've got it on pretty much any platform that you can find.
Yeah. And then we have a website, supersetyourlife.com. And I think that's it. Anything else?
Pretty much, that's pretty much our family in a nutshell.
Yeah.
All right. All right, guys. Well, go check out what Colt and Taylor are doing. They're super, number one, genuine and great humans, but they have a lot of wisdom and a lot of good experience. So you guys will learn a lot. But once again, guys, thank you guys for your time on joining us on this 1 year later case study testimonial. And then we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Thanks, guys.
Sounds good. Thank you.
I know what you're thinking. You're probably like, dude, come on. I was literally watching this video, watching this interview, and you literally just pop up on the screen and interrupt it. Trust me, there's a good reason for this. Just hold on, and I'm gonna let you get back to that interview or that video. Trust me, all right? So the reason why I stopped you on this is because we're giving away our book 100% free. Okay, so if you're a frustrated fitness professional, you're not growing fast enough, you're looking to future-proof and recession-proof your business by adding online training, or if you're doing online training, you want to scale and grow faster, all you have to do is check out our new book. We're giving the audio away, we're giving the PDF away. So all you have to do is click the link below in the description box and get your free copy. All right, so now back to the video.
Where are you currently at in your coaching business after, not being in the program for almost like a year now? So if you want to share like where you're at with like clients wise, income, like what's your coaching model, like anything that you want to share, man, like the floor is yours.
All right, Seth. I'd say it's been a year that I'm out of the program, and I'm now, so business model wise, doing online and in-person coaching. So I have about 20 clients, which is pretty good, and I have half of them online. So I help them with a nutrition plan and a sport program they can do on their own. So this is 100% remotely, just some Zoom calls and WhatsApp for the follow-up. And I have about 10 to 12 in-person coaching. I work in two different gyms, and I coach those people. So I kind of like this balance, and I'm trying to invest much and more on the online program, just like we built together, the ticket program, the high ticket program, because to me, it feels like freedom, because I kind of stopped the online program for a few months, and I was like, look, it's just time against money. I was just, all day long in a gym and then doing 5, 6, 8 clients in a row, and I didn't feel free like I used to be with the program when I was with you. So that's it. That's why since 3-4 months, I decided to relaunch that online side, which fulfills me a bit more than just doing in-person program.
Yeah.
So money-wise, it's between 3 and 5K a month, which is pretty good. So I'm quite happy. But I'd say it's still difficult because I just live out of coaching. So this is my only revenue stream at the moment. And I mean, expenses and the cost of life is really booming. So it's not always easy to just live out of 5K. Who would imagine that with 5K, it's still difficult, to pay all your bills. So, but that's pretty much where I am right now, and that's why I decided to relaunch the online side, because it's much more scalable than just in person.
Yeah. And I think it's really awesome, man. Like you're actually, building that hybrid model with it sounds like it's the type of hybrid model where we call it the best of both worlds, where it's like, about, you said 10 and 12 each, which is a really good kind of ratio on there. So that's awesome to hear, man. And the next thing I want to ask Giacomo is just like, the past year, since you like kind of launched your business, like with us, with the online side of things, what would be like the biggest achievement and maybe the biggest thing you're proud of, from that past year?
From being out of the program since I left the program, or
I would say,
working with you?
All of it. Yeah. Since you've launched like the online, the hybrid, being in the program, like the past like year or 2 years, like, combined with the program, what are you most proud of? And what's the biggest kind of accomplishment?
Well, I'd say it's to live out of my passion, sport and fitness, which is not always easy. So I used to be in consulting, working for a big company. And so I have many other people, many other friends saying, man, that's amazing that you live out of something you love, So it's not always easy. It's even very difficult, tougher than I would imagine when I started a few years ago. But still, to wake up every morning and build that freedom is something I'm very proud of. I have a few other projects to generate more revenue, more cash flow, to maybe run a side business as a freelance for big companies. So this is a side business, a side idea I would have to combine half and use the experience I had as a next financial consultant. So this is somewhere in my mind. So I could still live and have both of the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
But so far, I would say to wake up every morning and be free and manage my agenda and take holidays whenever I want, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's great, man. And then like, like with entrepreneurism, getting into the coaching game, like it's hard, it's very hard. Like you said, like anyone that says it's not, I really say that they're full of, bullshit. But,
Mhm.
for us, we've always kept it real with you guys that this is not going to be easy. It's going to be the most challenging thing you do, but it's definitely attainable if you have patience and endurance. So what do you feel like was the biggest obstacle roadblock for yourself to really start and just have that full on belief to just say, hey, I could do this full time and I don't have to depend on anybody else?
What was, the limiting belief, you mean?
Yeah, so that.
I would say lack of inspiration. We are, I mean, my entourage, my friends are just, working 9 to 5. So it's not always easy to have a vision when
Yep.
you work from your apartment or from wherever, when you feel alone. So at first it was the lack of vision, and every time I was trying to start something, people would say, pay attention to the taxes, pay attention to this, pay attention to, not to go bankrupt. So I think we are always our limiting beliefs. So we are what we believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So from the moment I started, personal development and having mentors like you, I broadened the possibilities, and I started believing that it was possible to be free, to decide of my own schedule, to live out of coaching. Maybe in a few years, it will be mental coaching, mindset coaching, life
Yeah.
coaching. I don't know where I'm going to, but
Right.
from coaching and from being a freelance or a consultant,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
really what it was is that you had to really sit there and just change your thinking, right? And that really ultimately helped you take more action and just had that confidence, certainty, and belief.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah. And
I'll go ahead.
yeah, that's it, And I first started with a few friends, and we would go to seminars. They would just have seminars around coaching, and just to know and see and meet people that just live out of coaching and make 10K, 20K, 30K a month. And I was like, I can make it as well, I can make it. If they do make it, I can make it as well. And it's just being surrounded by mentors and inspiration.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. And then, so before I ask the last question, man, I just want to go back to what you said, because I think it was really important for, up and coming coaches or coaches that are just in, from that 0 to 1, kind of, year, is what you said is just like, even though you're making like around 5K a month, it's like, obviously we want to make more, but it's like what the trade-off though is you have the freedom, like you said, to wake up, number one, like whenever you want, to have your own agenda and schedule. And the third thing is you get to do what really fulfills you and is meaningful. I think that's so damn important, man, because it's like, yeah, we can always keep chasing, 10K months, 20K months, right? But it's like, what is the cost to that? And at what price are you going to pay? Are you going to sit there and pay the price of like working a job that you hate every single damn day? But that's what we love about coaching too, man, is it brings us so much gratification. It's challenging. So I really like respect you for that. So the Yeah, last and really, question. really, really
Yeah.
quick, Chris, what Giacomo's doing, and this is for all the listeners, right? This is why that point's so important, is what you're doing, man, is you're creating a life by design, not by default. And that's huge. So many people lack that belief and courage to even try to attempt that. So that's why I'm telling you, it's so important. Exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, the last question I would ask you, Como, from me just saying that, what is, I guess, like some words of advice that you would give to like that up and coming health and fitness coach that's looking to, go 100% online, whether it's 5K or 10K months?
Well, surround yourself properly. Do not hesitate to join a program like you run, to have coaches and mentors, because you will not do it on your own. Maybe you
Yep.
will, 1 out of 100 does
Yeah.
it, but the rest don't.
Yep.
So do not hesitate to invest in yourself, to invest in reading, to invest in time, personal development, invest in coaches, in mentors, in programs, and in people like you, because I was in a coaching program before you, and the guy reached out to me like, you want to make 10K, 30K within 2 months. This is not true. You came by, you want to add a 2K a month then join our program. But 2K a month is already a big difference. And then maybe you add a 5K, then maybe you add a 10K. But
Right.
do not sell to people that they're gonna add a 10K a month by 30 days. This is not true.
Exactly.
It would be the same as saying to a client, we will drop 30 kilos in a month. This is not true.
Yep.
So surround yourself with mentors that have a vision and keep believing in yourself. And to get back on what you both just said before, keep fighting, because I've had many times where I was like, it would be much more easier to just go and get a job again, you know? 9 to 5, get a laptop, get a phone, get a company car, and then just have a after work drinks like my friends do, you know? So keep fighting, keep believing, and never trade your freedom, because right now I know I want a side business, but not like I did before. You know, when I was in the program, I took a side business for a gym, but then I was working crazy hours for $1,000 a month. That's stupid. Now, if I trade my freedom, it's going to be as a freelance, and I can charge a few dollars, a few euro a day for something that I like, and I don't trade my freedom. I just try to reinvest that money again in my coaching business afterwards, just not have a safety, you know? So don't trade your freedom.
Yeah, man, way to end that. And just, I was like, yeah, mic drop. I was like, pour water on that mic, man. That was good. Like,
see the fire in his shoulders.
Everything you said, Giacomo, is just, it's spot on and true, man. That's exactly why we want to do this. So again, man, thank you. I know it's going to really resonate with some of the listeners that are just, again, in that beginner stage. Maybe they're just on the cusp of wanting to throw in the towel. They're losing hope, but hearing this type of stuff, it really is helpful. So where can the listeners go find more information and connect with you?
On Instagram, they can follow me on Jaco_transform. Facebook, very much the same. TikTok, but I'm most active on Instagram.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, we'll have that linked up in the show notes to go check out what Giacomo's doing. But once again, Giacomo, thank you so much, man. And thank you again for, number one, just taking action, man, and believing yourself and investing in yourself. You are your own greatest investment. And thank you for putting your trust into Chris and myself, man. Honestly, like, we never take it for granted, and we just built a great friendship with you. You know, now we always just WhatsApp each other and stuff too. So that's the cool part too, man. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Giacomo.
Thank you for being so passionate, and thanks for the good follow-up, because this is also an example. Every time I receive a message from you, I'm like, I should also follow up on my ex, client, because they're still, the still person I helped in the past. So very good follow-up. And as I told you, you are very a source of inspiration. So keep up the good work. You will be rewarded.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate that. All right, guys. Well, we'll catch you guys on the next case study for the year later program in the Accelerator. Talk to you guys later.
Cool. I hope you're loving these six-figure coaches in the series that we're doing. Okay. Now, if you want to become a six-figure coach, there's two ways to do this. Okay. The first one is be able to download our book right here that teaches you how to build a hybrid model to get to six figures. The second way is watch this training right here. 6 new ways you can build a six-figure health and fitness coaching business.